In Edmontosaurus here in mummies and Nanotyrannus, I'll talk a little bit more about this little Tyrannus, Nanotyrannus. South American sauropods, there's just an unbelievable 30-foot long, school bus size, bipedal running predator that's got a crocodile snout called Spinosaurus that they found. And in China, some really re-examination of some bones in a drawer, basically, in a museum, to kind of give us a better understanding. And then, next slide, please. What we want to kind of do about redefining the mental model, how we think about dinosaurs, is the old way of thinking from anatomy and evolutionary scaling. Things are small and they scale up to gigantic. That's not the case. To ecology, terrestrial generalists running around eating everything. That's not the case. Gradual extinction trajectory, gradual slow decline of the dinosaurs, and then bang, they get taken out by the asteroid. That's not the case. New thought with cellular, skin, soft tissue, and crest, highly flexible scaling with repeated miniaturization events, hyper-specialized niche specialists like this Spinosaurus. They found this ocean, basically it's a fish-eating predator 400 miles up in Egypt into the land. It's basically a terrestrial predator. It's not a coastal animal. And then robust, thriving ecosystems were absolutely just dismantled by the asteroid. So I just want to share those things. Next slide, please. So when we think about the new way of looking at dinosaurs, we can see new things about them that are so absolutely fascinating. There's a new way of looking at quills. Now we have quills, porcupine quills that are have structures in them. This is the first evidence of hollow porcupine-like spines preserved at the cellular level. We found in Edmontosaurus, we can recreate crests and soft tissue now because this was completely invisible to us in the bones. But with reimagining this with previously invisible fossil record, primary drivers of sexual selection like spines and crests are very important to us now. We know more about this stuff now because, next slide please. So kind of an idea, instead of small, everything's getting gigantic, there's much evidence now of things that were iguanodon over here, which is quite a large animal. Miniature. This is what we found. The new animal is now Foschia pinlatodonum. This is the new animal, and it led to all of these little ones over here. So it's getting big to little. This is the new way of thinking. It's not always scaling to large. It's scaling into niche specialization into smaller animals. Next slide, please. So really what I want to share with you, we found some this Mongolian big generalist predator. Here's the Spinosaurus I was talking about with the crocodile skull. It's really quite interesting to see this thing really far back up into Egypt, 400 miles inland. This is a very surprising, the new Spinosaurus. Next slide, please. And then I'm just going to talk about the Nanotyrannus. We had always had this really confusion between this little baby tyrannosaur, and they're calling it Nanotyrannus, and people are saying that's not a new species, that's just a juvenile T-Rex, Tyrannosaurus Rex. And it went around and around for decades and decades. We've been arguing about this thing. Well, problem solved now. Nanotyrannus, through the examination of bones and histological and geochemical analysis, Nanotyrannus is a separate species of its own. Nanotyrannus is a real thing. Woo! Now talk about that. Yeah. Next slide, please. So new ways of looking at this thing, from unlocking these titanosaurs. These are the big, long quadrupeds with the big, long necks, and their pathways of their migrations. We've got where they went in Gondwanaland, which is the southern part, going up to Laurasia. We know the pathways now, and land bridges. Next slide, please. So a lot of this is now known. Let me talk to you about this gradual decline. Here we thought that the dinosaurs were always in decline 5, 10, 15 million years before the asteroid hit. KT boundary is the Cretaceous Tertiary boundary right here, where the asteroid hit 66 million years. And the argument was always the dinosaurs were like already in serious decline way before the asteroid hit. That's not true. What we did is we dug up a bunch of New Mexico assemblages of multi-taxa, a number of different species, and we figured out that this definitely proved dinosaurs were not in long-term decline. Ecosystems remained exceptionally stable right up until and very diverse, right until they were cut down at their peak by the KT impact. Okay, this game over. That's the end of that conversation. Now, there's half the paleontologists are saying the asteroid didn't take the dinosaurs out; they were already going out anyway. And the other half is saying, bang, that's a pretty serious impact, and it took them out. And they're gone. They're there one day, and they're gone the next. So, next slide, please. That's new, folks, brand new. So what we use is high-resonant taphonomy. This is the study of the bone after it is buried in the land. It's okay. Taph, T-A-P-H, is the Latin word for death. Onomy, the study of how bones move around after death. We use advanced sedimentology, CT scanning, and 3D reconstruction with geochemical analysis using artificially intelligently assisted digital modeling to come up with this living biological model of this animal now. So what was bones and what actual species are there? That's what everybody was doing. To now we come up with this living blueprint of these animals as they're interacting in the environment. So it's really important, new discoveries. Next slide, please. What I want to just say, with this biological complexity of soft tissue that we're able to see now, and this niche saturation, once all of the niches get locked up, they'll start specializing into other niches to get away from being starved out. All of this predator adaptations, the global integrations and the pathways with this reevaluation of the stuff that was in the drawers of the museum has said that the late Cretaceous, the last part, the Triassic and the Jurassic, and then the last part of the dinosaurs was the Cretaceous. The late Cretaceous was not a dying world. It was an absolute peak of dinosaur evolutionary complexity with highly specialized, globally distributed, biologically dynamic network that required an apocalyptic celestial event to dismantle it. So that's the kind of the new way of thinking now, and I appreciate all the time. I'll turn it back to Noel, and you guys can get back to doing the questions from the floor.
Okay. Andrew, everyone. That's some pretty cool stuff, Andrew. That's some cool stuff. If you were interested in, you can just walk right up and talk to him, and he's like really cool, and you can just like talk to him. Yeah. So one more time for Andrew. Oh, quick question. What's that?
So do you believe the new way? Because you call it the
Yes,
new
I'm a practitioner of keeping an open mind, and once evidence is presented to me that changes my mind, I'm willing to go with the new stuff.
Right. Yeah. That's right. That's Andrew for you. All right. We have another. Oh, okay. One quick question.
And so I'm so curious. Once you have, once these scientists have all the data, from the analysis and everything, is there still any room for artistic interpretation once you have that 3D model of the living dinosaur? Is there still some, coloring and such that happens?
Absolutely. So
Okay.
all of that is speculation.
Okay.
But the feathers are not speculation, and everybody knows here because we've done this. You haven't seen it, but we've been talking about. Everybody thinks that dinosaurs are scaly. Well, I've been sharing for 9 years that dinosaurs have all feathers, so they're all feathers. And I got in trouble because this one didn't have feathers on it. But in any case, the coloring, you can. I mean, look. Dinosaurs are around us all day. Noel knows that I'm a wildlife photographer and I specialize in birds. Did you see the pelican?
Yeah.
Anyway, I was at the beach, so that's it. But the coloring on birds will give you an idea what dinosaurs look like. And birds are just like super, super colorful. And so you know that's it. All right. Thank you so much again.
Thank you, Andy. All right, you guys. That was up. He'll be back. Don't worry. We'll see Andrew again. All right, everybody. We got some cool music coming up for you, so we'll be right back with more Unusual Tuesday.